We have another tier 10 in the game, and this is the one you might already be familiar with and must have seen around the battlefield. It is AAT60, originally a tier 9 and has been up tiered to tier 10. If you're one of those players who play tier 7 and tier 8 premium tanks regularly, you must already know how frustrating it was to face these tanks as it was essentially a tier 10 and better than most tier 10s, just at tier 9 and had less hit points. The tank had armor that you can't pen reliably, it has concealment, it has mobility, and of course the gun with solid DPM as well. One thing it didn't have that I usually tank destroyer have is high alpha, but it didn't really matter because you could reposition. You had the armor. Essentially, you are a tank destroyer with a heavy tank armor and a medium tank mobility. Of course, you are a TD. You don't really rotate that fast, but going in a straight line, it is pretty quick. You go 67, and that's why, because of all the complaints, Wargaming decided to up tier this tank so it no longer faces tier 7. So it is a good news for tier 7 tanks as well, plus a good news for those who already own this tank, because when you're tier 9, especially these days, you face tier 10 mostly anyways. So I don't consider this a nerf, I would say it's a buff, because now you just have that extra attributes, and 90% of the game you are facing tier 10s anyways, because of the recent matchmaking changes they did about a year ago, where you need to have at least 5 bottom tier tanks for a bottom tier to be included in your game. So if the matchmaker couldn't find 5 tier 8s for each team, it would remove all tier 8s, and as a result every tier was benefited, as you had more mid tier and top tier games rather than bottom tiers, but tier 9 were the ones that suffered the most. So what was changed? First, the gold value, of course, tier 9 to tier 10 went from 14,000 to 22.5. They buffed the hit points from 1650 to 1900. Standard shell penetration from 251 to 268, and shell velocity from 1450 to 1478. So one thing I would say is I think they were a little bit cautious while buffing this tank, as they didn't want to make it overpowered again. But with every other tank getting 440 alpha, I think it's fair that this tank gets 1440 alpha or 440 alpha as well, and also a little bit of better aim time, because it doesn't have the greatest alpha, right? So, and now it's a tier 10. It can it's okay to have a decent gun handling. So we'll see. I mean, it already had decent, right, for tier 9, but for tier 10 I think you could use a slightly better gun handling or the aim time, so they might buff it in the future, right? They just wanted to be cautious. That's what my guess is. And they already made a disclaimer that if you have concerns, you can contact the support. If you're not happy, as you bought a tier 9, I think there's a rule if you bought it within 365 days, you can ask player support, but regardless, you can still though. But this is the latest tier 10 in the game. No tier 10 was added as part of the season pass, so this is the only tank. And you might wonder, okay, what can I do? It's gonna see more tier 10s now. Well, as I said, it is a tank with a medium mobility, heavy tank armor, and a tank destroyer concealment. We went middle right away, playing like a heavy. I'm shooting these tanks 2800 damage. We are winning by 2 tanks and 17% or 15% hit point advantage as well. And this is one of those interesting games as well, where I start off strong, then made a terrible mistake, and then recover. And it just shows always stay positive and just be cautious, right? Don't just throw or don't engage if you're low at health, right? Don't just throw away the game just because you're low on health. If you don't have HP, if you're like less than 1/3 of your HP, you have to be super passive, right? Let others make the play. You can't rush someone who is healthy or has more hit points than you if you're already low on health. But of course, if you have more, then you can be a little bit more aggressive, right? And that's what you'll notice. So 3200 damage playing the middle, waiting for that heavy on the right side, C9, for my team to finish him, so that I can then force a play. I got spotted, I wasn't sure by who. I thought maybe Valor, maybe the light tank. And of course it is an EBR, it can be very quick. And I don't want to peek because I don't know where rest of their teammates are, or at least the platoon mates of EBR. So I didn't want to lose any unnecessary hit points. On the side note, that Type 5 seems like have drowned. I don't know if our team pushed him into the water or he fell voluntarily. But regardless, one thing I have noticed, and let me know if you've noticed as well, I see more and more people just drowning or committing suicide towards the end of the battle for no reason. I report them, but I almost feel to just make a video about all the people that just keep committing suicide. This is a very frustrating experience, and I think they shouldn't allow drowning. especially when people do like it voluntarily, right? Like, yeah, you can allow drawing if you're pushing the opponent, but otherwise I'm very against it. Or at least someone commits suicide, don't let them play that tank again for the day, so they pay some sort of penalty or a harsher penalty, right? If they want to drive, make sure you get the harsher penalty. So light tank is dead. Some nice shots pushing to M60. I should have taken a safer route because the Valor might spot me, but I thought, okay, I'll close in the distance and then just stop, and our team can push together as we are up by a tank and the HP is the same. And I made a mistake though. I got spotted a little early and I was like, oh, not good. Our team did shoot him. He penned me and I bounced, and I was worried that Valor's gonna shoot me, so I had to decide, just trade with the M60 or get farmed by the Valor from the back. And another thing I was worried was there might be someone else with Valor. But a horrible mistake, bouncing the shot on M60 and as a result taking one more shot of damage. And now the tables have turned. We are up by a tank, but we are low on HP by 6% and I'm down to 317. What should you do now? As I said earlier, if you're low on HP, don't try to be a hero. There are no heroes in World of Tanks, just casualties. And now you have a reason to not be aggressive, right? No one's gonna ping you. You don't have any HP. Just do nothing. Let them make the play. They will get confident. They'll be like, we have more HP now. We have the advantage, and we will make a play. Not to mention we have even. They're firing continuously on our heavy tanks, and I'm afraid to push because I do have decent camo, but I'm still very cautious, trying to have these trees in front of me. Their medium got spotted, and who is that? It's Crucial. Can our team punish him? One shot, and bang. The double tap by SPAC 105. Very lethal tank. And a beautiful punish by my team. I don't think it was me who spotted the K91. It was the medium tank, as I didn't get any assist. Nonetheless, now the platoon is dead, and now there will be less coordinated play for the remaining teammates. However, as we said, we have less HP. 8% deficit. I can't push because they have 5 tank destroyer, and all it take is one shot from them. And because I'm pushing, right, I'll always like lose camo, and all of a sudden I got spotted. Panic, retreat, abort, mayday. Okay, I was lucky. The ridge was enough where they didn't get a clear line of sight on me, and I survived. We killed MBDB, nice, but their rescue killed our 705. Just trying to be patient. My goal is to eliminate this Valor. Unfortunately, he's looking towards me. If he was facing the other way, I could have shot him. So I have to be very patient. The next few minutes, there's a lot of time left. We're still winning by tanks, but they're winning by 15% HP. And some of their TDs are T95, E4, Waffle, Sturv, Shashka. So yeah, you can't really push them. They're very dangerous tanks, either with camo or with gun or with both. Our Type 5 goes down, and now the HPs or the number of tanks remaining are even, but we are low on the team HP. I got lucky again. I penned him. I'm switching to HE so I can kill, because I don't think he would rotate his turn to the other side anymore, because he knows where I am, and I wanted to kill him, right? And without because I got spotted earlier, their team is also looking in my direction. But what do we notice? He panics, starts running away in the open, providing me a clear shot. Otherwise, it would have been a lot difficult for me to pen him, because first of all, he was not getting spotted. Second, his turret has very decent armor. Now, since that guy is dead, I can slowly start to advance, especially because our TD on the one lane is also pushing, and he spotted Waffle, who is full health. Oh, imagine if I pushed and got spotted, that guy would have deleted. And now with Waffle pushed down, I can now move forward. E4 gets spotted and penned. I think I was the one who spotted E4, as I'm now getting some assistance, especially on T95. That's definitely my spot, and all of a sudden from 400 I'm at 2100 assist and 6000 damage. So just patience, waiting for the right opportunity, because most of the time these TDs, they're not the greatest player when it comes to positioning. They're sitting in the open, they're just relying on their concealment, right? Like the base concealment, and they're just sitting in the open. And as soon as you spot them, they will instant die. The only difference is you have to make sure when you do spot them that your team is in a position, and this time they were. Our tank destroyer in the middle, I think it is the tier 8, Swag 105, and of course the medium, they had some solid punish, and that's the reason we racked up some nice assists. So moving forward, just wanted to check towards the border. There might be another tank before I advance. A little peek here, and what do we have? Sturv. Easy 1k assist. Take notes, boys. Take notes. E4 really not worth my shot. So, and Waffle is healthy, and so is SU1 30 PM. He's full health as well. So ignoring E4 is not gonna peek anyway, and I don't want to waste my time closing distance towards the tank or other tank destroyers. And now we're actually not only up on hit points, we're also up on tanks by 3. And at this point it is an easy win, but still I would like to stay alive, not die, have a clean victory, because a lot of the time, you know, I'll rush for damage in the end and I'll die, and I just need to stop doing that, right? Because the thing is, I don't even get that extra damage when I rush. So 2 shots into the Waffle, 3300 assist, 6700 damage, a beautiful game. But do let me know in comments, what do you think about the up tier of this tank? Are you not happy? Are you happy? Are you glad that it doesn't see tier 7 anymore and not so much tier 8s? Are you sad it's not? You won't see tier 7 and you can't bully them? Do let me know in comments, and of course check out the link of our community Regiment Loki hyphen for extra rewards, and of course the community Discord link in the description, and I'll pin into the comment as well. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day.